Tianmu, a psychologist, was closing his practice for the day when his phone rang. It was his junior colleague, Chen, who now worked at the Provincial Public Security Department handling psychological assessments. Chen's voice carried an unusual urgency. An archaeological team had discovered a mysterious site in the Changbai Mountains. After leaving the location, every single member began experiencing severe hallucinations. 2 had already committed suicide, 4 had mutilated themselves, and the remaining 4 were in critical psychological states, constantly monitored to prevent self-harm. Tianmu initially suggested consulting their former mentor, Professor Zhang, a leading expert in psychology. The line went silent. Chen's voice cracked as he revealed that Zhang was the 3rd victim. He had gone to provide psychological support to the team and, that same night, tore out his own eyes before jumping from his hotel. Zhang had been Tianmu's mentor. There was no question of staying uninvolved. Within hours, Tianmu boarded the earliest flight to Changbai Mountain. Chen met him at the airport, the temperature hovering near -20 degrees Celsius. They drove directly to the facility where the remaining archaeologists were being held. Chen briefed him. 14 people had been on the team. 2 dead, 4 blinded, the remaining 4 unstable. All showed the same obsession. They wanted to destroy their own eyes. Guards had to watch them constantly. Tianmu considered the possibility of mass hysteria. Humans are social creatures. Group behavior influences individuals. He recalled the 1962 Tanganyika laughter epidemic, where laughter spread through a school and eventually infected thousands. But self-enucleation? Could such brutal acts be contagious through suggestion alone? That evening, Tianmu insisted on interviewing one of the survivors. The patient was Gong Shi, a university senior on his first archaeological internship. Tianmu approached his room, computer bag in hand, and knocked gently. "Come in," came a trembling voice. The room was dark, curtains tightly drawn. Gong Shi sat hunched on a stool, wearing a thick blindfold. When Tianmu moved to open the curtains, a security guard grabbed his wrist. "No light," triggers him. Tianmu was startled. Was their hatred of eyes rooted in fear of light? He sat across from Gong Shi. "Hello, I'm Tianmu, your psychologist." "Hello, Professor Tian. Put this on before we begin." Gong Shi handed him a blindfold. To build trust, Tianmu complied. Gong Shi spoke slowly, recounting the events. A month ago, he joined an archaeological team heading to the northern slopes of Changbai Mountain. Their leader, Lu Hui, was an experienced professional in his 40s. They trekked for 3 days through snow and freezing conditions. The team grew exhausted, but Lu pushed them relentlessly. Strangely, they weren't moving in a straight line. They circled, backtracked, as if their destination kept shifting. On the 7th evening, they camped in a ravine. Lu spent hours studying maps and stars, scribbling notes. At 2 a.m., his shouts woke everyone. He'd found it. They followed him 500 meters from camp to a hole in the ground and began digging. After excavating 2 or 3 meters, they struck something. A slab of greenish stone, roughly a meter square. The team carefully cleaned the dirt away. Carved into its surface were 2 lines of ancient script. Tianmu interrupted. "What did it say?" Gong Shi shook his head. "I don't know. They looked like oracle bone script, but the team's epigraphist said they weren't." He'd never seen them before. "What happened next? Did you lift the slab?" Gong Shi's expression darkened. "It disappeared. We photographed the characters, then went back to camp. Lu told us to rest well. He even brewed us calming tea to help us sleep. Looking back, that tea was definitely wrong. But I was exhausted and cold, so I drank it and fell asleep immediately. When Gong Shi woke, it was past 10 in the morning. The camp was deserted. Everyone else gone. Their tents and belongings remained. No signs of struggle or animal attacks. They had simply vanished. Fearful but curious, Gong Shi followed their footprints back to the excavation site. The stone slab was gone. In its place, a deeper hole had opened, clearly man-made but ancient. "So the others removed the slab and went down?" Tianmu asked. "I can't explain it, but the slab vanished. And yes, I went down too." "What did you see?" Gong Shi fell silent. 5 minutes passed. Tianmu waited, about to end the session, when a whisper brushed his ear. Gong Shi had moved beside him without a sound. "I saw a secret," he breathed, his voice barely audible. "A secret that concerns all of humanity." A long pause. "Be careful of that secret,"